Sometimes I think of heaven as a potential in a seed, a small thing, but it has the potential to grow into a vast tree or a plant that provides so much fruit for mankind. And sometimes I think of hell as those fiery embers in the end of my cigarette, surrounded by poison and no fuel in sight but that which fuels the fire, helping not those who are in it. Now, heaven and hell are dimensions that I don't know a lot of information about, but I do know that heaven and hell can be seen in this world. At least parts of heaven and hell can be seen in this world. Ideas of heaven and hell, functionalities of heaven and hell in this world. When something burns, the fuel for the fire, it's purified into ash. And now we don't think of ash as purified, but that is the best fertilizer for things to come. And when we see a seedling that is so tiny, it barely comes off the ground, and it has very bright green leaves, we don't think that it will one day become a great tree that will provide shade, provide nourishment to other trees underground through their root network, that will sire many other youngling trees, saplings. We don't think, by looking at something very small, that it will become something very vast in effect and in even size. But eventually, all things do. All things become more than they were. And when it comes to habits in humanity, human beings can develop habits that develop into terrible drains on their energy, on their life, on their relationships. We can be drained by the negative habits we form early on that start as something very small, like smoking the first cigarette, like doing the first line of cocaine, like basically bullying somebody at work even for the first time, and then kind of doing that to kind of rise up the social hierarchy. Or we can do something small that's good, and it kind of develops into something greater. Like we can just give a kid a free candy bar or an extra thing that we had, a piece of fruit. We can give somebody some change that we had that we didn't need, that we didn't want, and that feeling. We can like that behavior, learn to like it, even if we don't like it, and eventually it can develop into greater behaviors of compassion and kindness that are far beyond that. But mainly what I wanted to talk about, and this is just after I worked out, and it's hot as hell in this metal garage, so I lifted weights for quite a while, but I've been thinking about this whole time, the tiny things that lead to greater things in this world that kind of refer to the dimensions of heaven and hell, that kind of hint at them, and how we can see the connection from this world into those dimensions. And tiny things can grow. And there are tiny qualities in us that we can either choose to nurture or we can choose to basically destroy. What will you nurture in yourself? What qualities will you destroy in yourself? That's all I have to say. Thank you very much for watching.